Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T Storm Chasers, ready to bring you the latest weather news and information, especially with this major winter storm that we are having ramp up in the area and really start to show itself. We've got to experience a lot of that today, and we'll continue to experience that through the rest of the week. Fortunately, though, we're not looking at much more of an ice accumulation for the area. I got to turn down my earpiece just a little bit. I have an earpiece in my ear, so then I make sure you guys can hear me and can continue to hear me. So, anyways, we're going to start discussing this major winter storm, what we're looking at, what the timing is for things. The nice thing is, now that we're basically sitting on top of it, we can provide more accurate model runs. We can provide things that are going to be the latest information with this. So as we take a quick look at the European model, we'll jump into that as soon as I can find my right tab. There we go. Let me refresh my screen here, get that loaded real quick so we can bring you the latest information. Of course, now that I need it, it's taking forever to load. So we're going to start things off at 15 Zulu. So that's going to be a little earlier in the day. These model runs come off at 12-hour increments. So as those 12-hour increments do come out, you know, those do kind of change the things as far as latest information that we're able to provide. So we will start now at 00 Zulu. So that's roughly about 6 p.m. We do see that mixed precipitation that is sticking around. That is sticking around just north of the Sioux Falls area, bringing us our rain chances continuing through the day or through the overnight hours into tomorrow. Unfortunately, we do see some of this ice accumulation stick around and continue through the day tomorrow. We do see those rain chances sticking around. Thing is, with this low pressure system here sitting at 994 millibars, we're seeing these actually create a hurricane-like effect. So as we do look at these model runs, you can see that just wrapping around, that's going to bring our snow totals greater out west. And then as it does progress its way eastward, that will bring us some of those snow accumulation chances push through our area. The low pressure system sits right over Sioux Falls basically for about a day, bringing those snow chances throughout the day, Thursday into Friday morning. Moving out of the area, some isolated snow showers lasting through Saturday into Sunday. And then as we go through the week into next week, we're watching another winter storm system that's going to be pushing through the area. This, though, has been hinting more of a southerly winter storm system than of northerly, affecting us in the Sioux Falls area, South Dakota area direct. It's going to be more of an Iowa, Illinois area. as we do put that model into play there, you can see this start shifting eastward there into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and through Michigan area there. Now that's going to create some travel concerns and stuff if you're traveling through Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, down into Missouri and Kansas, even down into the Nebraska area. That's going to do some travel concerns. However, we're not looking for that to move through the South Dakota area, so that is a very good news on that situation there. Now, let's talk about winter weather advisories that are out and in effect for our areas. We have a blizzard warning for the western portions of South Dakota. That will run through. Now we have a winter weather advisory for our area, basically southeastern South Dakota into Iowa and Minnesota area there as well. And then as we go winter storm warning is in effect as well for those areas there in purple. I did miss the ice warning that we do have also in effect as well. So give me just a second here to get that up. Ice storm warning, there you go, is now for the Brookings area, north of Minnehaha County, basically all along I-29 corridor there. Would not surprise us to see the interstate shut down through the overnight hours. I don't expect that to be anytime really soon. It will last through the overnight hours that we're going to see that. Let's take a look at our national map here as we can see the storm system really start to ramp up and really start to see things get going here. As we start to see things get going, we have some severe weather actually down south in the Oklahoma area that we are watching very closely there. We do have tornado warnings down south of us. You can see down in the Oklahoma area there is a tornado warning. That one is actually a confirmed tornado on the ground. This time of night, it is a very dangerous system that is pushing through that area. Hays, Kansas, there we are seeing a severe thunderstorm warning. So further down south, as they're dealing with those, they are seeing the chances of tornado watch is in effect for Texas, Oklahoma. That is the area there in red. Now let's go back home here, go back up northward. We can see these snow showers starting to push through. This is that low pressure system that we're going to have to watch as well. That is going to continue to progress its way northeastward. As that continues to progress its way northeastward, we will be seeing those chances of this mixed precipitation continue. We'll see these heavier cells start to come through. We do see some of these cells already. Let's go ahead and zoom back in here. We do see some snow pushing through the Sioux Falls, Lincoln County area there. We do have that rain chance that is pushing through west of the I-29 corridor. Irene right now looks like they are getting some of that mixed precipitation. Monroe is getting some ice accumulation there as well. Or I'm sorry, that is the mixed precipitation. This is the ice accumulation down by the Irene area. Gayville's getting some rain. Vermilion area there moving northeastward. So that'll continue to progress its way northeastward. We do see this heavier band here that is just west of the Sioux Falls area there. We do have actually power outages in the area as well. As we take a quick look at that latest information. Let me get switched over to that. As we take a quick look at that, there's 371 customers currently without power in the state of South Dakota. And let's go ahead and go Minnehaha County. There's 366 that is out. Actually, now it is up to 1,100. That is the latest update as about 10 minutes ago. 1,100 customers are without power that Xcel services here. So unfortunately, let me see if I can get. So there is a current major power outage affecting northwestern portions of the Sioux Falls area. Does look like they're putting an estimation of restoration about that 11:30 time frame. Guys, I want to shoot out a huge kudos to our linemen that are currently out there working in this winter weather storm and everything to bring us the power and continue to keep us online. So thank you guys for that. Again, those 1,100 customers that are without power in this area, you are looking at about 11:30 to get things powered back on. As we are looking at temps across the area, now these are the reason we have this mixed precipitation, these concerns coming through. We are seeing these temps where out west it's cooler, and then out east is actually warmer. So 32 degrees right now is where it is sitting. That 32 degrees is going to create that road condition to start deteriorate, or that road condition to melt some of the stuff. And then as we go into the overnight hours, we do expect to see these temps start dropping. As these temps start to drop, they will then start causing more of a road condition for your commute in the morning. We will take a quick look at that. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I just got a text notification that I gotta. Give me just a second here. Sorry, I do apologize. All right. We actually just got upgraded to a ice storm warning for the Sioux Falls area. So this is why I'm kind of stopping in my tracks, and I'm kind of backpedaling here. We are. Give me just a moment here. All right, here is the latest ice storm warning. Does include the Sioux Falls area for this ice storm warning that we just seen issued by the National Weather Service of Sioux Falls. That was issued just literally momentarily here. So we are seeing that as well. Give me just a moment here. Let's see what National Weather Service says for this winter storm warning. So do certainly apologize here. Ice storm warning now in effect until noon Tuesday. Significant ice accumulation of up to 3 to 4/10 of an inch of ice is going to be possible with this. They are also saying wind gust up as high as 40 miles an hour is going to be possible as well. This is for the area here in blue that we are seeing now. That is now in this aqua blue here. We are seeing. Oh, I got to switch my screens. So, all right, there we go. I switched my screen. Sorry, guys. Joys of doing a live and then getting a text message. All right. What is? I do see some of you asking, what is a ice storm warning? Well, right now, an ice storm warning is issued by a National Weather Service personnel at either the Sioux Falls location or out of Norman, Oklahoma. In this case, this one was issued by the Sioux Falls. Travel is strongly discouraged. Keep your flashlights with you and stuff. Freezing rain will continue to develop after midnight. As temperatures warm Tuesday morning, freezing rain will change to rain with icing improving after daybreak. So this is going to be basically in the morning through the overnight hours, which I kind of did mention there, that we will see that that chance of seeing that ice accumulation and stuff. Isolated power outages, tree damages are possible. The hazards impact this evening and tomorrow morning's commute. Gusty winds are also going to be possible with this. So we just seen this issued by the National Weather Service. This is why we do our things live. So then we can definitely break these in and add these to our commentary real quick, real easy. Again, the National Weather Service out of Sioux Falls has issued an ice storm warning for the areas in blue until noon tomorrow. We're expecting between 3/10 to 4/10 of an inch of ice with this, and then we're also looking at wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Give me just a second here, and we're going to get this off. All right. Let's do this one. As that one loads, and my application just crashed, so give me just a second to get that back up. Actually, let's go to a live radar here back home. As we take a look at our radar back home here, kind of zoomed in there too quick. We can see where this ice accumulation is right now moving into and through the Sioux Falls area. So we are definitely seeing this impact here. You can see here on this other model too, or on this other radar, just how strong those cells are that are moving into the Sioux Falls area. As that does start to move into the area there, we are going to start seeing these heavier bands right through here. Give me a second here. Oops, I gotta get out of these double screens. Give me a second, sorry. Alright. Sorry, folks. So, right through here is what we are seeing with our heavier bands. That'll continue to progress its way northeastward. Now, these bands are containing a mixed precipitation as we start to go into the overnight. As we go into the overnight, now we're going to start seeing these heavier bands will continue to make their way northeastward, and that will continue to bring our chances of seeing these ice accumulations with this as it does continue to progress, especially with this line here. This line is going to continue, again, to progress its way northeastward. That's going to move into the ice storm warning area. And that ice storm warning area is going to really start creating travel concerns for in the morning. Definitely give you guys some extra time. We're going to look at the latest on the GFS model here for our precipitation, what they are predicting for when things start to move through. Give me a second here. I'm not running the latest. There we go. All right. That looks a lot better. We're going to take a quick look at our GFS model here. As we take a look at this latest on the GFS model. So this is pushing that. You saw that ice right through, move through. Sorry, it skipped on me there. So you can see this ice accumulation right now about that 0.06 Zulu. So that is about midnight there. You see some of these heavier bands. If we click on this, this will actually tell us our temperatures and everything. So right now we're looking. So this, you guys can't see it on the screen. Hold on, let me get that moved. All right, we'll transition there. So you can see the 30 and the 32 degrees there. We are looking at temps that are going to be right between that with this as the ground temps and everything start to freeze there, and that's where our concern is if this does start to drop below that 32 degrees, this is going to be creating that ice accumulation and everything with that. Let me get that moved back here. So as I transition back there, we are seeing right there the heavier bands of ice are now northeastward about that 009 Zulu. So that's about 3 o'clock in the morning. As it does continue to ramp up there, we do see that does continue to progress its way eastward, northeastward. And by 15 Zulu, things have really started to die down. We do see that rain showers are going to be dominant throughout the day, and then come into the evening hours, about your time for your commute home. We do see that it does start to change over to snow and bring us our chances there. All right. Certainly do apologize. This has been a lot longer than what I've wanted it to be, expected it to be. So thank you, those of you that are hanging in with us and joining us here. I'm trying to explain things a little better and trying to explain what we are looking at and stuff. So hopefully this helps you guys with that. You can see this low pressure system is moving not much every 3 hour increments. So that's what's creating the snow to continue to wrap around and bring us our chances of seeing that snow continue to stick around. The GFS does continue to have it stick around for until Friday morning, actually. GFS there is at Thursday. That's 00 Zulu Friday morning. So midnight. So about 6 o'clock, it does finally start to have things move out. Let's look at the GFS and see what our ice accumulation. So here is the latest from the GFS model run. It does put Sioux Falls about that 0.11 inch of ice accumulation. Further north there and further west or east there is going to be looking at that higher ice accumulation, is what the latest models of the GFS is saying. So we are definitely seeing these ice accumulation chances along I-29 corridor, basically north of the Sioux Falls area. So as that is going to play a factor too, as far as being shutting down the interstate and stuff too, would not surprise us to see it shut down for the overnight hours. As of right now, I have not gotten any. Let me take a quick look. So I'm not. As of right now, we have not gotten any official word from South Dakota Department of Transportation or the South Dakota Highway Patrol. We have not gotten anything official yet from them as far as seeing the interstate being shut down. So, all right, now let's jump back into all right, we will look at snow totals as I'm getting something else loaded here. Give me just a second here. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. So as we do continue here, we do continue to see that things start to really ramp up there about Tuesday mid-afternoon, actually Tuesday morning and into Tuesday afternoon there, we do see basically definitely west of the Sioux Falls area there, we do start to see things really ramp up and start to bring our chances of seeing that snowfall and accumulation start to really ramp itself up. There we go. Now let me get one more thing going here. All right. That's loading. Perfect. Now I can pay more attention to the GFS, and I certainly do apologize. Again, we are seeing these snow chances here about that 00 Zulu is really ramped up there. So between 18Z, which is going to be about your lunch hour, to 00 Zulu, we do start to see that really ramp up as well. Then as we go through the day on Wednesday, we do have that wraparound that's going to bring our chances of snow totals. I feel like the GFS is kind of doing this a lot higher than what it should. Some areas saying over 2 feet of snow. The GFS is kind of really overdoing this. As we take a look at the European model, let's jump back to that. Let's take a look at our European model and see what the European model is saying for our snow totals. So the GFS is putting it south of the pier area there, and that's kind of what the European model says. If you look right south of the pier area there, you see that it does put a bullseye right south of the pier area there. Now this GFS does switch it just a little further south and further west than what the European model does. We do see some of that bullseye area there that is a little heavier of a snow band. That's the European model is putting snow totals a little different. But as we look at the European models for the Sioux Falls area there for snow totals, we're right about that 3 to 6. Now, as you do see right through here is going to be those heavier snow bands. You can see it's not going to take much of a shift westward to cover the Sioux Falls area. So we definitely could see our chances of seeing those snow totals a little higher. There's another heavier band. You know, we're looking, if I... Oops. So if I do a heavier, it's going to take about even a 20-mile shift eastward is going to bring our snow totals a little higher. Even looking at that GFS, if the 20-mile shift is going to bring our snow totals just a little higher. Let's take a quick look at our latest HRR. Let's see if that... There we go. So as we take a quick look at our latest HRR model run, so this is the high resolution model run. This is more of a detailed, better accurate and everything. We will put this into motion and just look at how moisture filled this area is. I mean, it's just absolutely impressive of a storm system that we are seeing move across the nation. This is a very, very progressed storm system. It is going to impact millions of people is going to be impacted by this. You can see on the backside here, there's going to be those chances of redevelopment there. We are seeing some severe weather that is moving through the south there. So it is just an extremely large and dominant storm system. Let's zoom back in and go back home here, guys. As we take a look back home here. In fact, all right. As we take a look at the latest model runs here, you can see if we start at about that 10 o'clock there, we do have those cells pushing through. Down in the Nebraska area there, we do have those heavier bands, heavier rain showers that are starting to push northeastward. As you can see, these ice accumulations is sticking around through the overnight hour. You can see some of the mixed precipitation, some of the ice that is moving through the southern portions of the state there. You can see southeastern South Dakota there. Things are really ramping up. You can see these bands, these red bands of ice is what is pushing through. So with this ice accumulation, that's what's really going to be the latest with this light ice accumulation. Mixed precipitation, 2:30 in the morning pushing through. We are looking at some heavier snow bands pushing through as well. Then again, here is as the sun starts to rise, this will start to change over to a rain mixture. We can see that right here on radar. This Futurecast. It doesn't take much of a shift for the snow to shift just a little further south, or even our temps to cool down a little sooner, and to bring this all into a snow system. You can see out by Chamberlain, right along Highway 281, 212, up into the Aberdeen area. You can see these heavier bands of snowfall that is pushing through the area there and kind of sticking around. Now, we'll get a little bit of a break tomorrow. As we do get that break, that'll allow things to warm up. Hopefully that will help melt some of this stuff and not cause as much damage across the area. We do see some rain showers push through. Then we come again into the overnight hours. The system's still wrapping around. And we're going to see that snow chance come in again between a light dusting and some snow showers pushing through. Again, we are watching these heavier bands that are pushing through west of I-29 corridor there, as that does really progress its way westward or eastward. We do have those chances of that impacting our area quite well. Let's touch base with the National Weather Service. Looking at the National Weather Service's stories here, we are seeing that tonight they do see that rain shower pushing through. Tuesday afternoon, they do see those rain chances, mixed ice precipitation pushing through, changing over to snow Wednesday morning, and then also Thursday morning finally progressing its way eastward and out of the area. As we take a look at their next, I'm going to call this one late. This one is definitely, you can see it was published at 5:43, so things have definitely changed with these ice accumulation totals. Snow totals, I'm going to kind of agree with. We're looking at that 2 to 4 inch of snow for the Sioux Falls area is what I'm putting us in. Here's a little bit of a timing breakdown from the National Weather Service as well. We'll leave that up just a little few minutes here for you guys to take a look at that and kind of see what where you guys fall into as far as timing. Now, this is put out by the National Weather Service. All right, now that we have touched on base on that, are we going to have a white Christmas, folks? It certainly looks like it. As we take a look at the national latest GFS model run on a white Christmas outlook, we're looking at a white Christmas. Much of the nation, in the northern portions of the nation, is going to see that chance of that white Christmas pushing through. So, that being said, let's go back home. let's go back home and look at that a little closer. We are looking at some of the models are saying that we'll have 4 inches of snow on the ground for the Sioux Falls area come Christmas time. So, speaking of temperatures and is this going to melt, let's take a quick look at our 7-day outlook. As we take a look at our 7-day outlook, folks, as this low pressure system moves through, it's bringing a cold front with it. As that cold front starts to move through the area, we're seeing temps start to drop. If you look at overnight lows, are going to be in the single digits to even below zero on Saturday into Sunday there. So we are seeing some of that. As far as our precipitation outlook from the Norman, Oklahoma National Weather Service main headquarters, we are looking at leaning above average, above normal for this time of year coming into that Christmas time. So we're not 100% above our normal, but we're not below our normal, and we're not near our normal. We are looking at leaning more of a above type resolution. Unfortunately, folks, like I did mention, this low pressure system is bringing us a colder front to come through. So we are looking at below average or below normal temperatures for this time of year that will be moving through the area. So it is becoming a cold rest of the month is what we're starting to see. As we did mention, severe weather is pushing across much of southern portions of the states. As we do look at the latest storm prediction center there, we do have that slight risk of seeing that. You do see back up in South Dakota there, we do have a thunderstorm outlook probability. So would not surprise us to see some of these thunder snow, thunder ice pushing through the area either. As we go into tomorrow, we do have those chances sticking around, so wouldn't be surprised to hear an afternoon rumble of thunder. And then as we go down into the southern portions of the country, there in Louisiana, they do have an enhanced risk of seeing some severe weather. As we do continue now on to Thursday, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama down there is looking at a slight chance of seeing some severe weather. I know we have some followers that are enjoying the nice sunny weather down in Florida, but they do have a chance of seeing some storms push through on, let's see, Thursday, of seeing some of that severe weather push through the area. So again, just really want to touch base on the latest update here from the National Weather Service of seeing this. This area in blue is under a ice storm warning. Does include the Sioux Falls area until 12 p.m. tomorrow. Now that does mean that there is a chance of seeing between 0.3 to 0.4 of an inch of ice accumulation pushing through. So do start charging your phones. Do start planning ahead. Maybe even nuke the house a little bit more. Turn that temperature gauge up just a little bit to help accommodate when power does go out. Speaking of power outages, let's take a quick look at that before we jump off of here. Give me just a second to get... Again, about 1,100 customers are without power in northwestern portions of Sioux Falls. Looks like tonight, about 11:30, is what they are saying for restoration. As we take a look at the or statewide, we're looking at 1,100, just a little over 1,100 customers are without power. Some of those customers are here and there. There is nothing consistent with one portion or area or anything like that. As we take a look at the national map, there is no power outages nationally either. Even out of Norman, Oklahoma, or out of Oklahoma there, where they are seeing some tornadoes actually push through that area. Speaking of which, we will zoom back in there. We do see, we just saw a severe thunderstorm warning actually issued for them. Tornado warning down in the Kansas, Oklahoma area there is what we are seeing. So, that being said, guys, as you head to bed tonight, make sure you do plan on getting up a little earlier. Make sure you do have your cell phones charged. Make sure you are charging those. Nuke the house a little bit. Get that prepped and ready just in case of a power outage, because the power outages are going to come in the overnight hours while you guys are sleeping. So, with that being said, guys, I will continue to monitor the latest weather and news information. Again, an ice storm warning is in effect for the Sioux Falls area until noon tomorrow. So we do have that chance of seeing some good ice accumulation with that. Stay tuned with T-Storm Chasers as we continue to bring you the latest news, weather, and information. Thank you, guys. Thanks, my team. I greatly appreciate you guys. And remember, continue to share us, continue to follow us, and we will continue to bring you the latest information. I want to appreciate everybody. Thank you, guys. This has been AJ Town live with the T-Storm Chasers, bringing you the latest information.